China-Rwanda relations and practical cooperation. So for me, I have been in Kigali for almost 2 years. I have been to some places and personally participate in many bilateral exchanges. Overall, I think after more than 50 years of unremitting efforts by our two sides, the current practical cooperation and the friendship between China and Rwanda has achieved unprecedented achievements and is more fruitful than ever before. So at this juncture, I would like to see an important opportunity ahead of us for enhancing our bilateral relations, and we can imagine even brighter prospects. I would like to use 3 words to describe the current China-Rwanda relations. The 3 words with CO: the comprehensive, the constructive, and the congenial. The 3 words. The first is comprehensive. So it's fair to say that current China-Rwanda relations are comprehensive and in-depth. From the 2 heads of state to cabinet ministers, from the central government and to the local governments, China and Rwanda have close communication at all levels. President Xi and President Paul Kagame have met and held talks many times. They have kept correspondence on important events between the 2 countries. Last year, those Chinese high-level officials who visited Rwanda include China's Vice Chairman of the National Committee of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, the Vice Chairman of the CPPCC, the Minister of the International Department of the CPC Central Committee, and the Minister of the Cyberspace Administration of China. On the Rwanda side, the Chief of Defense Staff of RDF, CDS, the Minister of Agriculture, Minister of ICT, and the CEO of the National Cybersecurity Authority visited China. In January, as just soon mentioned, SG of RPF, Mr. Gasamagara, also led a delegation to visit China. He has very good exchanges with Chinese leaders. Our 2 sides agreed to implement the important consensus reached by our presidents and to further enhance strategic mutual trust, deep, high-quality Belt and Road cooperation, the BRI cooperation, so as to push the friendly relations to a new level, to achieve common development and build a community with a shared future for mankind. For the local level, Ruamagana district in Eastern Province and Changsha County in the Hunan Province signed a memorandum of cooperation to strengthen local cooperation. At the end of this month, in March, a Chinese delegation from Jinhua City, Zhejiang Province, is also planning to visit Musanze to further discuss and deepen the local cooperation. The city, Jinhua City, has been supporting IPRC Musanze for a long time. So what I mentioned was from the top down, horizontally. China-Rwanda cooperation has also expanded to various fields. That's about the political. Next is about the practical fields. In terms of economic and trade cooperation, we continue to expand the new possibilities and make new progress in areas of trade and construction projects. In terms of education, the universities in China and Rwanda have further deepened scientific research cooperation and talent training. We have helped establish the Rwanda office of the Sino-Africa Joint Research Center, and we are also preparing to set up multiple joint laboratories. Hundreds of Rwanda students are studying in China, and some Rwanda teachers are also teaching China-Rwanda in China. In terms of health, the Chinese medical team in Rwanda has been serving the people for more than 40 years. And it has a very good story of serving the local people. Masaka Hospital is being expanded. It will become one of the largest hospitals in Rwanda and the region to serve the Rwanda people and the neighboring peoples. In terms of people-to-people exchange, Rwandans have resumed trips to China. The number of visa applications have reached a good level. Chinese tourism owners actively participated in the WTTC in Kigali and provided suggestions for Rwanda to attract more Chinese. I'm just giving some examples in the practical fields. I know you are all good friends of the embassy, and you are quite familiar with what I mentioned, and even some events you have reported for the information. I think you can give more examples than I can in terms of the bilateral cooperation. The second word, that's about the first word, comprehensive. The second word I would like to use is about the constructive relations. Needless to say, China-Rwanda friendly cooperation has played an outstanding and constructive role in the development in both China and Rwanda. We would like to see its benefit to Rwanda also benefit to China. The cooperation has brought tangible benefits to all two peoples. I would like to take pragmatic cooperation as an example. Those roads, buildings, schools, and various professional facilities, including the digital forensic laboratory that have been put into use with the support of China, the hydropower station, the large hospital, new roads, and the long-term human resources training programs will also contribute to Rwanda's great development. In turn, China benefits from the cooperation. Last year, Rwanda's exports to China hit a record high of 131 million US dollars, up by 87%. The high-quality coffee, tea, dried chili from Rwanda provided the Chinese consumer customers. More importantly, Rwanda has become a gateway for many Chinese companies to explore the market of East Africa. Some examples including the Dongfeng Motors, RWK TV factories, one herbal medicine company from China, and a shoe factory. They all discovered Rwanda's potential and come on their own. Their presence also gave me a surprise. I just visited some Chinese companies in Kigali, the economic zone. For example, the Chinese medicine material company, it generates $5 million US in profits annually and have employed over 1,000 local workers. The shoe factory has not been running for long, but has already employed more than 1,300 people in Rwanda, and most of the workers in the factory are just from peasants. They worked in the fields yesterday, but today they worked in the factory as the workers. And the shoe factory plans to further expand its production to sneakers, to export to other countries, and to hire more employees. It will reach to 2,000 local workers. Those facts all tell us that China-Rwanda relations are mutually beneficial and constructive. My third word is the congenial. I personally have a particular feeling what China and Rwanda share some same aspirations in many aspects. We can spot this in many ways, and I have shared this kind of feeling with many Rwanda friends. First, historically, both China and Rwanda have experienced the suffering of colonial aggression and the civil war. We both know how valuable peace, independence, and development are. Second, in terms of goals, we both hope to develop the country and achieve national stability, social security, and people's better and happy lives. To realize such goals, we both stick to the leadership and the diligent work. The third is that from the perspective of governance philosophy, we both adhere to the people-centered development concept. Develop the country by the people, for the people, and let the fruits of development benefit all people equitably. We both adhere to the national character of reliance, self-reliance. In Rwanda, we may say the X0. Self-respect and self-improvement, and firmly believe that where there is a will, there is a way. Fourth, from the perspective of implementation path, we both attach great importance to the combination of long-term vision and short-medium-term strategies for planning our work. For instance, China has 5-year plans. Rwanda has a 7-year-long national strategy for transformations. China has centenary goals, and Rwanda has 2050 vision. We sincerely congratulate Rwanda on the achievements in the implementation of the national strategy and wish more outcomes from the national strategy of transformations too. Fifth, in terms of foreign policy, we both hope to make international order more reasonable and democratic, so that all countries can be treated equal. We both believe in the equality of all countries, big and small. We both resolutely defend our sovereignty, adhere to independent development paths that face our national realities, and oppose foreign intervention. So there are a lot of similarities for the congenial. Because of so many similarities, many Chinese leaders in exchanges with Rwanda counterparts often felt that heroes think alike. This kind of community and comradeship is a valuable foundation for our two sides to further deepen political mutual trust, and will also bring unlimited possibilities for our relations. I once learned personally from a leader who visited Rwanda. He said, before, most people would say Rwanda learned a lot experience from China. But after his visit to Rwanda and have profound exchanges with Rwanda leaders and ministers, he made these remarks. We must say, we learn from each other. We support mutually, and Rwanda learn a lot from China. We also learn a lot from Rwanda. So it's quite congenial for the two countries to cooperate together. So dear friends, this year is a big year for both countries. Rwanda will hold the Kwibuka 30 and the Kwibohoro 30, as well as the presidential and parliamentary elections. China and African countries will convene a new session of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation in Beijing. The senior officials from China, from Rwanda, and other African countries will gather to discuss China-Africa cooperation plans. And also China will celebrate its 75th anniversary of the founding of the PRC. So I believe that our two sides will surely exchange at all levels during these great events and promote great development of the bilateral relations. So this is what I would like to share between our two countries for the bilateral relations and the practical cooperation. The two words, the three words, comprehensive, constructive, and congenial. So I would like to have your questions on the bilateral relations and cooperations. Thank you.